Liverpool Football Club are back. There's no question about it. Their result against Leicester City last night was very, very scary for other rival fans in the Premier League. In this video, we'll break down my overview of the Liverpool performance last night and why I think it means so much for Liverpool as a marker for their season. Because I thought it was very, very imperious, very, very scary. Again, if you're a rival fan. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. The reason I think it's interesting to talk about Liverpool when it's early in the Carabao Cup is because when Liverpool do well, it's never in isolated moments. You always feel that if they're going to win the Champions League, they're going to get 97 points in the Premier League, for example. When they won the Premier League, they're doing very well in the Champions League, etc. So the period of Liverpool's dominance a couple of years ago, and you obviously have to take out last season, it always came with multiple successes. So seeing Liverpool perform well in the League Cup alludes to so much more in their Premier League campaign, which is obviously the big target. It's not just about the Champions League for them. It's about winning the Premier League, in my opinion, this season. I think they've got the capability to do it. The performance against Leicester City is a big one. They were 1-0 down early. They've kind of been in this trend for a few games this season, coming from losing positions. And let's be real, I know it's championship opposition, but there are periods where I'd rather play bottom level. I'd rather play Luton than Leicester City in the League Cup if I was a Liverpool fan. Because Luton are on a downward trajectory, their form is poor, their confidence is low. And Leicester City are top of the championship playing free-flowing football with 90% of that squad that was in the Premier League pushing for European positions only a couple of seasons ago. So we can't dampen the kind of quality that Leicester City have. Enzo Maresca's got them top of the championship, playing beautiful football, dominating the league. They've only lost one game all season before Anfield. So that's just the reality. Leicester City were a force, and Leicester City were a ball-playing force. And then they score early. Casey McAteer, it's a beautiful finish. It really is. 3 minutes in. Kid's 21. And he's only had a short few periods. I think it was at Wimbledon, Forest Green Rovers. So to do what he did at Anfield and kind of silence the crowd so early was very, very impressive. I think he's got a big future. The way he took that goal was absolutely sublime. But then yet again, Liverpool get back into these games. They show so much fight. They don't just try and get back in it, but they try and overcompensate. They dominated Leicester City at periods. They were bombarding the box with balls. I thought Tsimikas had a great game, the way he was whipping things in. Ben Doak had some big opportunities that he didn't quite connect with in the first half, hit the bar. Even Harvey Elliott in midfield, pulling strings. I think a lot of these substitutions that have come in for Jurgen Klopp in this game, Kanate playing, again, Tsimikas, Ryan Gravenberch, they all had big moments in the game where you think, actually, this could really propel Liverpool in the future of their Premier League season. We have to talk about Cody Gakpo. I thought his finish was absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. It was a great ball from Ryan Gravenberch. He kind of beats a couple of men. That's gone under the radar. I think Gravenberch, if he builds up him, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Endo floating around in that midfield, Liverpool have managed to rejuvenate their midfield within a summer. And people question that because obviously a lot of transition. People think maybe one or two should change at a time. Keep Henderson for the kind of continuity. But if you've got the opportunity to cash in on those players, especially Fabinho as well, who I thought had a really poor season last season at the wrong age. And you've got this midfield of Endo, I thought had a good game. Gravenberch looked energetic, lively, gets the assist. And then Harvey Elliott pulling strings. I thought he was really, really good in midfield. And suddenly Liverpool's midfield looks dynamic, flexible, and actually quality. And it's one of the best midfields in the league. And it's a bit of build-up play from that midfield in terms of Gravenberch into Gakpo. He's got that in his game, Gakpo. He's got that kind of, that cute finish that I want to see more of. If I was a Liverpool fan, I have to sit there and say he's got 20 Premier League goals a season in him. I think he's been a little bit wasteful in earlier games, but it can only improve. He's a relatively new signing, of course. And then we have to talk about Dominic Szoboszlai. I mean, he's Hungarian Steven Gerrard. He's Hungarian, I want to say Haman vibes a little bit. A bit more quick than Haman, but a powerful midfielder. And the way he took that strike A little bit closer, but it had the same kind of whip on it. That it was a bit like Ronaldo against Porto in the Champions League. Maybe a little bit closer to goal, but the strike was absolutely electric. And the goal against Villa he scored was absolutely electric. He's doing it, and the reason I love it so much is we see footballers now, they're so afraid of losing the ball, so afraid of getting a bollocking from fans who expect now, instead of, 20 years ago, if you're a Liverpool fan, for example, maybe it's different. Let's just say you're a Man City fan. You expect someone like Alano to have a go from 30 yards out, 25 yards out. Now, you'd obviously feel a little bit of disdain if they went for it and they lose the ball. I think keeping the ball is so much more important now for sides. So actually, it gives the likes of Szoboszlai an opportunity to dominate the market in terms of long shots. He can just take them on. I think people are pressing slightly less because maybe they're sitting back and they don't want to get overrun with the extra pass on the outside, and it gives them a little bit of space. I think it's Chowdhury doesn't get quite close enough to him, and it's an unbelievable strike. I mean, it's pure as anything, and this guy could score 5 of them, 6 of them a season. He's got such good technique. He's double-footed, powerful. He's a really, really good footballer and important because obviously he came on and made a difference. The winning goal when he wasn't even starting. Diego Jota, beautiful finish as well, makes it 3-1. And by the end of the game, Liverpool were pushing for a 4th, 5th, 6th. And that's where it's scary, again, if you're a rival fan. You look at it and think Liverpool aren't just trying to get over the line. Last season, I think if they were 1-0 down to Leicester City, maybe they got the quality to make it 2-1. It's a bit more edgy, it's a bit flatter. I think the season before last for Liverpool really affected their energy. Their adrenaline was completely shot, missing out on a potential quadruple. Maybe it's too much, too soon for that Liverpool side. Following season, they were flat, low on energy, low on ideas and creativity. And this season, they're getting back to really bullying teams, really having a go at sides, really dominating them, really pressing them back in their own box. And it could have been any scoreline really at the end, final 10-15 minutes. Enzo Maresca's done such a fantastic job with this Leicester City side. They're not conceding many goals in the Championship. Again, they're scoring well. They're top of the league. They're a great side. And you felt that Liverpool really ripped them a new one. And that's what's concerning. It's not just about Liverpool beating second-tier opposition in the league. It's the way they're doing it. It's the way that they're smiling. They're happy to play for this Jurgen Klopp side. Maybe Champions League football gives them this air of freedom, just a little bit to push on in the league and really have a go at it. And they've got so much quality, Liverpool. I think they're going to be a massive, massive force. Them winning the League Cup comes hand in hand with the Premier League. Some sides, like Man United, they win a League Cup, they're happy. They win the Europa League, they're content for a year or two, the FA Cup against Crystal Palace. But with Liverpool and City, and maybe Chelsea with Mourinho, for example, a League Cup always feels like it's coming with the Premier League. The last time Liverpool won the League Cup, they got to the... Did they win the League Cup? Yeah, they won the League Cup, of course. They won the double with the FA Cup. They go hand in hand. So this Liverpool side, they got Bournemouth away. They absolutely will be favourites to win the competition now. Especially with Newcastle and United playing each other. One obviously will get knocked out. And then that goes hand in hand with Premier League form. Liverpool back. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I'll see you very, very soon.